She was born in the outskirts of Seoul to an American GI and a young Korean woman. He was born in Alsace, France, land of pork and cabbage. She was put up for adoption at 3 and then lovingly raised in Virginia by her new family. He was 16 when he began his apprenticeship. She found her birth mother when she was 19. He came to America and became one of the world's greatest chefs. They fell in love and married over a decade ago. Now, Jean-Georges and Marja return to her birthplace to chronicle the tastes and traditions of Korea. These are the Kimchi Chronicles. Korean food isn't shy. It's all about loud, punchy flavors.
Look at that. Is that not perfection in a spoon?
About ingredients that take time to pickle and ferment in giant earthenware pots. About soups that come together quickly over a rolling boil.
Delicious warm.
And barbecue cooked over an open fire built right into the dinner table. It's about the huge variety of side dishes and about communal eating, where one dish in the middle serves all.
Amazing.
It's tied to a culture that's both rooted in tradition and devoted to innovation. It's healthy, it's satisfying,
This is what chefs do.
it's distinctive, and it's a whole bunch of fun. Kimchi Chronicles is part travelogue, part food fantasy, and part documentary of self-discovery. It celebrates a cuisine and a culture committed to the age-old practice of taking something ordinary and making it extraordinary. Kimchi Chronicles will transport you halfway around the world to a place that is still very much uncharted terrain for most Westerners. But that's all about to change. Kimchi, barbecue beef bulgogi, and bibimbap are coming soon to a neighborhood near you. Hi everybody, I'm Hugh Jackman and welcome to the Kimchi Chronicles. I'm so thrilled to have you here. Well, actually what we're going to do every week is take you to Korea, where we're going to find out what's really authentic about Korean cuisine. Then we're going to come back here into my kitchen and we're going to try it out and really see if we can do it back here. So I have some very special guests. The first, of course, is none other than my wife, Deborah Lee.
Hello, darling.
How are you, baby? How are you?
Except I have to tell you something.
Yeah, what?
It's not your show.
The what?
It's not your show. It's Marja and Jean-Georges. This is their show and it's their kitchen. We're just visiting.
I
We're
think
guests.
they do want me.
Hi, Marja.
Welcome to my kitchen.
Oh, your kitchen. I read the script a whole different way. I'm sorry.
Thank
Sorry.
you for joining
We thought we were doing the Oscars
Yeah.
here.
I'm sorry.
I want to kiss this man.
This is Marja and Jean-Georges von Richten. We actually are neighbours, good friends, and we live 1 floor above you guys.
Which is torture because we get the aromas wafting
beautiful
up
smells.
through the...
Yes,
And
my
of course, we
cooking,
have
thank you.
a world-famous chef here, Jean-Georges, and not so much world-famous, but just as good, right
Well,
here.
soon
Am I
to
right?
be, yes.
Soon to be world-famous.
It's my new competition.
Yeah,
I have to watch out.
I'll tell you.
Well,
Well, listen, why don't
you.
you guys take over? I've pretty much taken everybody through most of the history of Korea and the cuisine, but why don't you just top it off?
Why don't we start with a little bit of choju?
That'll loosen
The
up
second?
everybody's
What is
lips.
it?
It's like a...
This is a traditional drink made out of rice.
Yeah.
You see the glasses it comes in, it's dangerous. So.
How do you say
Korean
cheese in
moonshine, kombae.
Konbae.
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 Kombae.
Konbae.
Kombae.
Come back.
Their show. Typical actor.
All right, let's get on with
That's
this.
strong.
That is strong. It goes down very light, but then
fella.
you get the aftertaste after.
Let me take this away.
It is really good, actually. This.
We've got work to do, so watch it.
Okay.
Okay.
Oh, down the hatch. Okay,
Right.
what are we making?
We're here. We're very serious now.
Okay.
This is the basics of Korean cuisine.
That's a lot of stuff.
It's a lot of stuff. This is all called banchan. And you get different banchans with every meal. But in every meal, for sure, you're going to get rice and kimchi. There is not a meal served that does not have kimchi. Kimchi for breakfast, kimchi for lunch, kimchi for dinner. This funky fermented cabbage is the cornerstone of Korean cuisine. Kimchi is, plain and simple, a Korean pickle. There are hundreds of varieties of kimchi. Simple ones made of green onions or crispy white radishes, and more complex ones with everything but the kitchen sink. The most recognizable version is made with Napa cabbage. First, it's carefully washed and then massaged with salt. The salt softens the cabbage and draws out its liquid, starting the pickling process. Then a paste made of heavy-hitting Korean flavors, including sliced mu or daikon, garlic, ginger, red pepper powder, onion juice, salted shrimp, scallions, chives, and fish sauce all get rubbed over and between each of the cabbage leaves. The cabbage is left to sit for as little as a few days and as long as a few years. Like aged wine or cheese, the longer it sits, the more complex and assertive its flavors get. Combined with its addictive flavor, it's becoming a food people are enjoying around the entire world. It balances and cuts rich food and adds an extra hit of acid and salt everywhere it goes.
You know, when Marjan and I moved in the first night, I came home, grabbed some water, I opened the fridge, I closed it up, I said, somebody died in my fridge. I had no idea what came in the house. I don't know if she was coming with kimchi's luggage.
Yeah, really, my baggage. But now,
Kimchi have arrived.
but now you're used to.
No, I love it.
Yeah, thank you.
I can,
So you have these with every meal?
Just about.
Mac and
Even
cheese
when
you
he
have
cooks his French things and.
Really? You
still
have
have
that
it,
on the
yeah?
side?
So you'd have that with mac and cheese?
Absolutely.
Does that annoy you, like someone having ketchup on your...
It used to, but he's
used to,
over
but,
it.
I like it
Has
too
to go
now.
with it.
Because she's always right. Got it.
Exactly.
Comes with the territory. Kimchi.
Exactly. So I'm going to give you guys chopsticks. Now these are metal chopsticks. They're typically used in Korean homes. You guys just want to try a little piece. It's hot. It's spicy here, so be careful.
You did this a couple of weeks ago? Or
I did.
about 2 weeks ago?
Don't say
This
that.
was
to her.
made 2 weeks ago?
Yeah.
So you're giving us old kimchi.
This is
You know,
fairly new
believe it or not,
kimchi.
but we tried kimchi was like 4 years old in Korea.
You eat 4-year-old kimchi?
Yeah, it was pretty.
Wow.
It gets milder as you go.
Is it?
That's good. Yeah?
Pretty strong.
It's not that bad.
Not that spicy.
No.
Tell you,
Taste that
I'm a bit of a wuss when it comes to spice.
It's not that hard. I'm telling you, it's pretty new and as far as kimchi goes.
Okay.
But this one is a little sour, so after 2 weeks it gets a little sour.
I have to eat it sour. A lot of people eat it when it's just made and fresh, but it's just your
Just
personal
taste your
preference.
palate.
Yeah, exactly. So these are some of the panchans here. This is bean sprouts, a little spinach. These are small baby anchovies.
Oh,
They're great. They are great.
like a
Close your
snack,
eyes and try it.
Anchovies.
Wow.
But it doesn't taste strong like a regular
No, it
anchovy.
doesn't. No, it's good.
And it's got a lot of calcium.
Sweet, no, in there, no? So sugar as well.
It's like fish jerky.
Yeah.
My favorite.
But what do they do to it? Is it dry?
It's dried, and then you just season it a
sugar
bit in the
too.
pan. A tiny bit of sugar in there, a little sesame oil. And this is a Korean radish, and it's sliced thinly, salted a little bit, and then with a little red pepper. This is called mu.
Moo.
Moo.
I like that.
Yeah, that's easy to do.
I'll always remember that now.
Okay.
Pass the moo.
Pass the mu. And these are just little fried cakes. This has a little bit of fish in there and scallions. It's an egg batter. This has kimchi in it.
So when you eat, this is on
would
the
be at
table
every
before you
meal.
have a main dish. So you just have this?
Actually, you eat it with the main dish.
Or you eat it with
Yeah,
it?
Koreans
Okay.
don't really have courses unless you get into royal cuisine, and then you get into the big
Oh, so it's
courses,
just-
and you eat it along with whatever your main
With
dish
your
is.
barbecue, with your
right.
soups, with your everything.
Yeah. So we've explained kimchi and panchan, and that's at every meal, but another dish that's at every meal is rice. And I'm going to do a dish for you today that's very popular. I think it's translated well into Western culture. It's called bibimbap.
It's a national dish.
Oh, it's a national dish.
I mean,
Okay, so you take
sounds
a
like it
little
should
bit.
be a pop song. Bibimbap.
All right, so you just do a little bit of each of these different things. This is beef. It's marinated and chopped up finely. And this is a bit of bean sprouts that have been blanched. And, you know, this dish is a good way to use whatever is left over in your fridge.
Great.
And in Korean households, there's always
I love
panchan there.
leftovers.
Me too. This is a bit of spinach. It's very easy.
Yeah, that's great. I was just reading that 35% of the food that Americans buy is thrown away.
Isn't that crazy?
Yeah, but we don't really have a bibimbap, really. You do it. You
No.
know.
So put a little bit of sesame oil.
Is it mainly sesame oil that's used?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, it gives you that distinct taste. And this is gochujang paste, and it's got some sesame oil and sesame seed in here.
Easy to
And I know you put and you put it on there according to taste, so you can make it spicier or less spicy. So you just mix this all up. This is like a perfect lunchtime food. I make it for Jean-Georges a lot.
It's like a vegetable rice salad.
Yeah, and you get everything. It's like,
Exactly. Hugh, I'm sorry, but I'm going to need a little more. Don't worry.
I'm kidding.
Don't worry.
I'll look on the wild side.
All right.
you're spicy enough.
And you can put a chopped egg on here. You can do so many variations. You could do chicken. You could put 1 ingredient, 5 ingredients, 10. Doesn't matter. Whatever your preference is.
Do you love spicy food?
Love it.
Love it.
I need it. Well, Koreans typically enjoy spicy food and hot food, meaning temperature hot. You know, the main dish, the stew or whatever you're eating, is usually piping hot, and I need to have it piping hot. Otherwise, it just...
It comes in a
I
cast
can't eat
iron
it.
or a clay pot, really boiling the whole time you eat
Oh,
it.
bubbling, I like that.
Bubbling, so it's really, they love hot food.
In the 1600s is when red pepper was introduced to Korea by way of the Americas, Mexico.
Kimchi existed, but without the chili.
So it's funny how interconnected all our cultures and
Yeah, yeah.
cuisines are.
I thought sauerkraut was from Alsace or from Germany, but it's not.
Where's
Actually,
it
the from China. The pickled cabbage was done in China, where they built the Great Wall of China. They were feeding people.
And we always thought, you know, the noodle was Italy. It's China.
Yeah.
So they were
China,
feeding
that's
people
China.
rice with pickled cabbage.
All right, guys. Well, this is how I like it.
So you
Oh,
have a
so you, know,
cold.
you would
Fairly
eat like
cold.
that. You wouldn't now put this in a pan.
No.
Ah.
It's a cold salad. It looks spicy.
Sorry.
I like that a lot.
It's an after bite.
There's that kick.
There it is. Comes in a little later.
Good.
You were right. I should have just left it at 1 for you, but
You know. Was going to be my show, but anyway.
Yeah, it lingers, but it's spicy.
But I like the spicy.
Yeah, I love it.
another thing you need to know about Korean food is that they're very famous for barbecue. Koreans are right up there with the Aussie and us Yanks when it comes to barbecue. They have their own exacting and thoughtful way of cooking meat over fire. Marinades for paper-thin beef bulgogi are full of generous amounts of garlic and chili, rounded out with soy sauce, honey, and Bijan pear. Thick, luscious slices of pork belly for samgyeopsal are simply cooked on grills set right in the table. Instead of burger buns, there are piles of lettuce and sesame leaves to wrap everything in. And instead of ketchup or mustard, there's a variety of Korean condiments, slices of raw garlic, samjang paste, and fresh scallion salad, just to name a few. However you wrap it, Korean barbecue is distinguished by simplicity and bold flavors.
We love barbecue.
So this is a traditional dish as well, and a notwick, thinly sliced ribeye, beautiful ribeye, together. And we're gonna do a marinade.
So this particular dish he's going to make today is called bulgogi.
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 Yes. Good job, babe.
So for my marinade for the bulgogi, I'm doing ginger, garlic, onions. We're actually using Asian pear, which is a tenderizer. Soy sauce, sesame oil, sugar, some
7-Up.
Sprite.
What?
7-Up. Yeah.
Sprite.
7-Up.
We're gonna blend this into a paste.
I love a blender.
And I love you can be creative with marinades. You can put different things in.
Yeah, you can put in whatever you want. I've done
who would have
4
thought
different versions.
Sprite?
I know.
I've never heard of such a thing.
I put beer in there, honey.
Here we go. So we're gonna pour that marinade, yes, right on top of the beef.
How long should it sit in a marinade?
For a thin cut of meat like that, usually half an hour.
Oh,
I wouldn't do
okay.
it overnight because it just really...
Oh, really?
It's,
It
yeah.
pickles the meat, I think.
Yeah.
Some onions,
Great.
sliced sesame
This is
seeds,
not a first date kind of dish.
and some shiitake, which are were dry,
Right.
hydrated. So sesame oil, like a stir fry.
It's very popular. And it cooks in no time.
This is what they usually do in Korean restaurants, and you do it at the
Yes.
table, don't you? It's like, and they do it themselves. I love that.
Yeah, me too. It's fun to get
And it's
involved.
family eating. I like the family style.
Me
Like,
too.
everyone's in at the
Yeah.
same time.
Yeah.
So you want to
With the television on,
nice
right?
little caramel.
Right. Are you going to do that flip again? Ah, you show
Oh, the
off.
flip.
Come on.
Such a show
Hey,
off.
I love that.
Cabbage. You want to try it? Here.
Oh,
See that little knee action?
do it, Hugh.
So cute.
All right.
You got to get the knees into it. Hey, almost.
Nice.
Yay, that
Is that it?
was good. That was great.
So a little bit more.
But it cooks in 5 minutes.
So
I love
easy.
that.
When you get the beef like that, you get it You just get that at the butcher's.
Yeah,
So
yeah,
just
just
thinly
slice it
slice,
for you.
get them to slice it thinly.
That looks great, babe. I think we're there.
Yeah, we are.
Oh, it looks delicious.
Oh, that looks fantastic. What are you guys eating? That's great.
You know, I have to take a little credit for Jean-Georges' Korean skills.
Yes.
I introduced him to the food and the seasonings, and he's been playing around with them, so.
Because you've always loved that Asian fusion.
Yes, for sure.
But it was mostly Southeast Asia, which
Yes.
I traveled.
Thailand and
Singapore, Hong Kong. So Korea is like something new for me.
So now let me show you what a sam is. This is the proper way to eat this. Usually you get a variety of lettuces.
It's up.
I like
So you
that.
take a little bit of rice.
So many elements as well. It's like
But, you know, beef, it makes sense because the beef is kind of quite rich, but then you eat it with the lettuce
Yeah.
and
This
the
isn't
herbs.
spicy.
Yeah, right.
it's like layering.
Yeah, the layering is fantastic.
Okay, so you just fold it and
It's not for estate food.
no. You're right.
Particularly for
Try
you,
that. So Koreans normally they would shove the whole thing in your mouth.
In one bite. They
In
shove
one
it in
bite.
Really?
Yeah, they would.
Oh, I'm loving
But
this.
we can be dainty,
It's really
Good,
nice
huh?
with the lettuce leaf too.
right?
That's really
okay,
good.
you.
Don't
Yeah, right.
No, this isn't hot, I promise. It's not spicy. Here you go.
Thank you.
That's for you.
That's really good.
Babe, would you like me to
I
make
was kind of
you
hoping you were going to
yours?
shove that in my mouth.
I could next go
All right,
around.
go for it.
I already did it. Wow.
Exactly the look we want. It's good though.
But the textures are. I love
A
the
nice
textures.
combo.
Could you make it smaller for me?
No, you're gonna have to have puffy cheeks like all of us.
You've got to give it to Jean-Georges.
Yes.
I wanna
I'm
see
gonna
how
shove
that-
it in your mouth.
I want to see how they do it in Korea.
Right. Exactly.
Okay,
Get ready, babe.
Okay.
It's hot though.
Oh, that's
So
nice.
good.
That's
It's good to
nice that you
have
do
it.
it for other people.
From your mouth, right up the back.
Yeah. You know, when somebody feeds you, it's a sign of affection and
Just
love
to
and.
shut your
Nice,
partner up.
baby. Nice, baby.
No, I think that's really lovely. You know, doing that for someone else. It
Yeah,
is a sign
absolutely.
of service
Yeah.
and giving.
Absolutely. And
I expect to be fed like that nightly.
so I'm going to show you another tradition in Korean culture, how you serve a drink to someone older than you. So, youngest always pours for the oldest. Everything is done with 2 hands, out of respect.
So it'd be disrespectful if you just do one.
Yes.
Who
It would be
pours for you?
terrible.
The old man.
That's good.
The oldest. You have to pour for me, and I have to hold with 2 hands.
How do you say thank you again?
감사합니다.
감사합니다.
Good job.
감사합니다. 감사합니다. 감사합니다.
A toast with our neighbors to Korean food, and get used to it because there'll be a whole lot more toasting, drinking, and eating on Kimchi Chronicles. We'll get you off the tour bus and into restaurants and home kitchens to see authentic, real-deal food that Koreans so love. But first, to briefly put it on the map for you, South Korea is a small peninsula sandwiched between superpowers China and Japan. While it's only the size of Kentucky, Korea has become the world's 13th largest economy and 5th biggest exporter. On Kimchi Chronicles, we'll take you on an eating odyssey that will blow your mind,
Wow.
and occasionally your senses too.
It is spicy though. Whoa.
And we'll go to a restaurant where they serve you raw marinated crabs that are bursting with roe. Roe that's remarkable when it gets mixed with spoonfuls of rice and stuffed back into the shell with a bit of the marinade too. My husband will wake you up early to go to one of the world's great fish markets, Noryangjin, a sprawling expanse of jumping and kicking seafood.
Yeah. Look at that. That's a nice breakfast, huh? Yeah.
And I'll keep you up late to go to norebang. That's Korean for karaoke. We'll take you to the countryside to see the fields where rice is grown and harvested. We'll jet down to Jeju Island to see the greener-than-green rolling hills of tea gardens.
Things always taste better when you go to the source.
And Jean-Georges will take a plunge with real-life mermaids called henyo,
It's amazing.
who gather sea urchin and dive, fueled only by the air in their lungs.
Okay, there you go.
Ready?
Yeah. And chew it.
We'll take you where the taxi drivers go for breakfast after their late shifts to enjoy pork neck soup, made hearty with potatoes. Incidentally, it's considered a great hangover remedy.
Koreans always share stuff.
I know. That's how we share our love. And we'll go into elementary schools to see what Korean kids eat for lunch. Kimchi and squid salad with red pepper aren't exactly chicken fingers and french fries. The Korean affection for spice starts early. We'll go to the beaches of Busan, 5th largest port in the world. And with my girlfriend Heather Graham, we'll nibble on little Korean delicacies at 180 miles an hour on KTX, the high-speed train. We'll eat street food everywhere we go. Each stand and stall an excuse to stop and eat something particular to the place.
What a technique, huh? I like the technique.
Like the crunchiest fried shrimp at the beach in Sokcho, a candy called dragon's beard in Seoul, or silkworm larva. We'll eat barbecue everywhere, wrapping bites of pork and beef in sesame and red-tipped lettuce leaves, rolling them into neat packages called sam. I've been trying all over Korea to get these secret recipes. No matter how nice I am, nobody's giving it up. We'll see how they make gochujang, red pepper paste. Then we will eat it with and on everything. We'll see the artistry and workmanship that goes into making hangari, the beautiful big ceramic pots that hold everything from gochujang to soy sauce. We'll be with Buddha on his birthday.
How old is Buddha today? I believe he's 2,554.
Oh, he doesn't look a day over 2,000. And tour the palaces of Korean kings.
Could move in, huh?
I'm ready.
This is stunning. This is where you'd want
Do
to
they have palace stays here?
just stay. We should.
We'll eat court cuisine and dress like royalty. Where are my queenly jewels? We'll browse markets where they sell dried frogs to heal wounds.
This is especially good for hangovers.
I definitely need that. We'll dance with the famous masked dancers of Andong. And Heather and I will get our kicks with the Taekwondo master.
Kind of gets your blood racing, right? You're just like,
Of course, we'll cook with our Aussie neighbors, where you'll see that Wolverine can be a bit of a wuss when it comes to spice.
I didn't know you were such a lightweight.
I am a lightweight.
We'll politely slurp noodles as loud as we can, because in Korea, it's not just allowed, it's actually encouraged and is a compliment to the cook. We'll show you the great veneration Korean society has for its elders, a quality I wish we had more of back at home. We'll ride horses and drive go-karts with my Chloe, who can vouch that Korea is a fun place to visit if you're a kid or if you just act like one. And have a memorable picnic on the beach with my aunt and grandmother over fresh, spicy crab soup and grilled squid. As always with our family, we'll break into song together. One final note. My life has come full circle. Sometimes I just can't believe that me, little old me from Ujangbul, Korea, is now getting to show you the country of my birth. Having an opportunity to return to Korea to spend time with my Korean family, to cook, to eat with them, to do nothing but simply be together, has been a moving and meaningful journey of rediscovery. It's been beyond rewarding to learn more and more about where and who I come from. And I can't wait to share it all with you.
내 고향의 꿈만 서린다.